Welcome to our 5 on 5. Pleased to be joined today by Joe Rossi from the Society for Human Resource Management, as well as Kathryn Reinhardt. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so my pleasure. So we're talking about HR and kind of what's been going on, all this attention on sexual abuse, harassment, sexual misconduct. What are you suggesting, Joe, let me start with you, that businesses and employees do to protect themselves?
Well, I mean, first important is to know the definition of what sexual harassment is. It can be either something called quid pro quo, which means this for that, or it could be a hostile work environment. And so to properly place what's going on in the organization, employees and employers need to understand that and then address anything that comes up immediately around that topic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Kathryn, what do you think employees should do if they feel like they may be the victim of something like this?
I mean, we always recommend that employees report to someone, and that reporting certainly doesn't have to be their supervisor if that's where the issue is. It can be another trusted manager or supervisor within the organization, a human resource department, but we definitely recommend that employees report to someone. That, in essence, creates the urgency for the company to then look into that claim of harassment.
Mm-hmm. And Joe, yeah, dovetailing off that, you know, what do employers do? How do they handle this sort of thing?
Well, employers need to have what we call an affirmative practice of discovery and acknowledgement with the employees that they have a policy for sexual harassment. It needs to be written and it needs to be consistently managed. That's really important. The other two things I would recommend is training for all employees and training for managers and supervisory personnel. And then finally, a way to report sexual harassment, whether that be through management or through other means, like when someone has to report because the manager themselves are actually doing that harassing. So have that reporting structure in place. Very important.
You know, to tack onto that too, Craig and Joe, for smaller employers where maybe they don't have a robust management structure with multiple types of people for an employee to report to, there are anonymous services, 800 lines that are really reasonable, inexpensive way for a company to put an anonymous reporting structure in place for employees to take advantage of as well. And so that's something else that we recommend employers consider looking into, whether they're large or small.
Wow. Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Joe Rossi and Kathryn Reinhardt from the Society for Human Resource Management, talking about all the sexual misconduct, sexual assault, harassment, things that we've seen in the media over the last few months. Kathryn, how has that changed your organization or your planning as you look to 2018?
It hasn't really changed the local chapter organization in any way, but what it has done is caused us to look at the training that we are offering and to be sensitive to the fact that this is a conversation that is definitely in the forefront of not only the employer's mind, but the employee's mind for certain. And so we are adding classes. We do have a May legal seminar. This obviously is going to continue to be a topic of interest in how employers and local HR professionals and office managers can support their staff as we go into that. And the other way that we've been engaging in the conversation is that we have been a resource for local employers who may not have a human resource department. They can email us, call us, and we're certainly happy to provide any support or guidance we can. And the other way is simply looking at basic training that we can provide, like civility in the workplace, which is the precursor to setting up and establishing respectful conversation in the workplace so that we don't rise to the elevation of harassment.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of places people can get this kind of information, Joe, a lot of resources.
They can. Besides the Rogue Valley chapter of SHRM, there are enforcement guidelines and definitions online at not only the Equal Employer Opportunity Commission's website, but also BOLI in Oregon that employees or employers can go and find out information on what that looks like, the definitions, what to do about sexual harassment in the workplace.
Yeah, no matter the size of the company, there are resources to help people.
Absolutely.
Right? Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, very good. Thank you both so much for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.